Dear soul, please listen closely. The angels feel your energy and want to help clear things up. They know you're wondering if your special person got a call last night from someone they've known for a long time. And if they did, you're probably worried about what surprising thing that person might have said about you. Friend, the angels are holding your heart gently right now. They know something feels off to you, like you've sensed a change you can't quite put into words. A shift in the vibe around your person that you felt before you could even figure it out. You've been wondering if they got that call last night from someone who knows their history, someone whose voice might still affect them when they're feeling down. And deep down, you've been aching, wondering, did this person talk about you? Did they say something that rocked the connection you two were quietly building? The angels want to shine a light on what's been hidden and remind you, dear one, that even if others try to twist your story, the love meant for you can't be stolen by gossip, shaken by whispers, or ruined by doubt. The feeling here is that yes, there was a conversation. It stirred up more feelings under the surface than the words actually said. Your person is now dealing with something they weren't ready to hear. The person who called didn't just call to chat. They had a reason. Maybe to test things, influence the situation, or remind your person that they still hold some kind of importance in their emotional life. Their tone wasn't entirely innocent. Old feelings, memories, maybe even old hurts were mixed in. And when they talked about you, it was a mix of curiosity and maybe trying to stir things up. They might have pretended it was just concern or a casual comment, but the underlying message was sharp. Maybe it was something they thought they saw or heard, or maybe something they misunderstood and passed off as true. Their goal was likely to wake your person up from a connection they don't think your person should be in. Type Amen if you trust in God's plan. But here's the twist. Neither the caller nor your person expected the reaction it caused inside your person. This reading talks about someone who's often been quiet or passive about feelings. But now, something fiery is stirring inside them. The truth is, what was said about you, even though it was meant to push you two apart, has actually made your person face how deep their feelings for you really are. Instead of turning away from you, they're looking inward, asking themselves, why did those words hurt so much? Why did I feel like protecting someone I haven't even fully committed to yet? Your person isn't mad at you, dear one. They're shaken because those words made them realize they could lose something real if they keep sitting on the fence. This emotional shakeup is sparking their inner strength, not to fight with you, but to fight their own hesitation. They're starting to see that other people might always have opinions or question things they don't get, but the only thing that truly matters is what they feel in their heart when they think of you. The story told wasn't necessarily a total lie, but it was definitely colored by old energy, maybe jealousy or confusion. And it didn't have the effect the caller hoped for. Instead of creating doubt, it sparked desire. Instead of pulling your person back, it pushed them closer to admitting their own truth. Your person might not tell you right away what was said because they're still figuring it out, still try to grasp why it hit them so hard. They're caught between someone from their past and the quiet pull of their future. And you, friend, represent that future. You represent something new, real, something they feel unprepared for, but are drawn to so strongly they can't ignore it anymore. This energy is about someone stepping into their power, finally realizing they've let others control their story for too long. The angels say your person is getting ready to take the reins, not recklessly, but bravely. That conversation forced them to admit that time is ticking, and if they don't act, they might miss out on a love that feels like it has real purpose. You might feel their energy pull back for a bit while they process and decide who to believe and what to do. Don't mistake that space for rejection. It's reflection. It's the quiet needed before they start moving in a way that truly matches their heart. And you, dear one, have done nothing wrong. You didn't cause this. You've just been loving and showing up authentically. Sometimes your genuine light makes people still living in negativity uncomfortable. Sometimes it highlights the parts of others still clinging to control. But that doesn't mean you should hide your light or doubt yourself. The angels are proud of your strength, how you've stayed open even when things felt uncertain. This isn't happening to punish you. It's happening to make everything clearer, to show what's real and what wasn't ever solid. While the person who called might think they planted doubt, what they really did was wake up something your person was too scared to admit. They care. They care more than they've said, think about you more than they show. And now that feeling is rising up, ready to challenge everything that's kept them stuck. So keep your heart steady, dear one. Let the truth come out. What was said in that call might have been unexpected, maybe laced with old fear or bitterness, but the reaction it sparked wasn't separation, it was realization. Your person is starting to understand who they want to protect, who they want to move towards, who they can't stop thinking about. And the answer, even if they haven't said it yet, is you. The angels are guiding this whole process with love. Trust the truth, it's on your side. Friend, the angels are wrapping you in their gentle presence right now. They see the quiet hurt in your heart, the heavy question you've been holding. Did your special person get a call last night from someone they've known for years? And did that person say something about you that has unsettled things or changed how your person sees you? You've been sitting in this uncertain space, waiting for truth, for clarity, for a sign you haven't been forgotten in the quiet. You've sensed it, haven't you? That something shifted overnight. That your person seems emotionally distant or is acting differently today. More withdrawn, distracted, lost in their own thoughts. You felt it in the unanswered messages, the pauses in conversation, the slight change in their tone. Your heart is quietly asking, did someone talk about me? Did they plant doubt where love was starting to bloom? The angels want you to know that yes, there was a conversation. Your person did get a call, and it stirred something inside them they're still trying to figure out. But more important than the exact words spoken is how they were received. And the truth is, your person doesn't know exactly what to feel right now. The story they heard was designed to make them doubt you, yet their heart is struggling to believe it. Type, I believe, if you believe in God's plan. The person who called has known your person for a long time. Maybe a close friend, family member, or someone with an old emotional connection that still lingers. They didn't call without a reason. They came with a motive. They shared something about you. A story, a rumor, an observation, something they claimed to have seen or heard, that painted you in a confusing light and made your person pull back to rethink things. But friend, the angels want you to understand this wasn't purely about concern. There was a shadow behind the words, a subtle attempt to pull your person back towards doubt, to keep them from getting too close to you, from fully opening their heart to something the caller might not understand or approve of. This person saw your connection as a threat, not because you did anything wrong, but because your presence started to change your person, wake them up, make them feel things they try to keep buried. When someone starts changing, it often makes those attached to the old version of them feel uncomfortable. The caller might not even realize how much their message was colored by their own unresolved feelings, their own need to feel important in your person's life, or their own fear of being replaced. They might have said something small but impactful, an innocent-sounding comment with a heavy punch. Or maybe they implied you're not who you seem, that you're hiding something, or that you're too intense, too different, too emotional. Whatever it was meant to make your person question if they're moving too fast, if they should trust the feelings growing for you. And now, your person is in a state of emotional withdrawal, not because they completely believe the caller, but because they don't know what to believe. Their heart tells them one thing, but voices from their past are trying to pull them back into old habits of mistrust and shutting down emotionally. They're looking at the love and truth you offer, but with uncertainty, not because your love isn't real, but because their own past wounds are being poked. They're being forced to choose between the fear they've always listened to and the new feeling rising in their heart, which scares them because it feels so genuine. The angels need you to understand this is not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. What was said about you might have been twisted, exaggerated, or taken out of context, but your person is struggling to process it. They're battling themselves, and that's why they might feel distant right now. That's why they aren't responding as you hoped. They're afraid to reach out, afraid to ask you directly, afraid of how much they're already starting to care. Even though this moment feels like rejection, friend, the angels want you to know this isn't a door closing. It's a test of what's real. Your person is at an emotional crossroads. They can either retreat back to safety, back to the numbness they've known, or they can risk believing in the feelings they've started developing for you. That person's words might have shaken them, but they also made them realize just how much they're starting to care. If they didn't care, those words wouldn't have hurt. If they didn't see you as important, they wouldn't be feeling this confused. That story might have been meant to drive you apart, but it actually showed your person that their feelings are deeper than they realized. While they're still processing, still quiet, still under this cloud of doubt and fear, something inside them is stirring. They're thinking about how you've shown up for them, how patient you've been, how you've never tried to manipulate them or force feelings. They're realizing the connection with you has felt peaceful, unlike past drama or control. And that peace is pulling them back towards your energy, even while their mind is full of questions. So don't lose faith now, friend. Don't believe the silence means the story won. Don't let doubt steal what you know deep down. Your love has reached their soul, and the angels are working behind the scenes to help them see the truth beyond the words they heard. This moment isn't the end. It's a pause before clarity, a challenge before a breakthrough. If your person truly sees your heart, if they listen to their inner voice instead of outside ones, they will come back with deeper understanding, new appreciation, and the strength to stand with you, no matter who tries to plant fear. And if they don't, if they choose someone else's story over your soul, let that be their lesson, not your burden. Friend, the angels are speaking gently to your heart today. They feel how heavy it's become with unanswered questions and hidden worries. You've been quietly wondering if the sudden emotional distance you feel from your special person is because of something they heard, something whispered by someone from their past. The energy around them has shifted. Even without words, your soul senses it. Something happened last night. A conversation, a call from someone they've known for years, someone who still has emotional influence. Someone who can trigger old memories and doubts with just a few words. And now you wonder, friend, if they spoke about you? If they planted seeds of fear or confusion? If they try to pull your person back to what's familiar by casting shadows on the connection you were nurturing? The angels confirm that yes, there was a call. And yes, it carried a story meant to change your person's perspective. Maybe not through outright lies, but through selective truths told from a viewpoint that doesn't understand who you really are or what your connection could be. It wasn't a direct attack, but it wasn't innocent either. It was shared with intent. And now your person is sitting with that story in silence. Not because they believe it, but because they don't know what to do with it yet. Their heart feels one thing, but their mind is cautious, slow, careful. And that's the real message here. Type strong if you trust in God's presence. Your person isn't impulsive when it comes to feelings. They don't rush reactions, cut people off easily, or cling to someone based on a whim. They're methodical. They observe, analyze, and want to be sure. So right now, friend, they aren't moving forward or backward. They're sitting with this new information, holding it like a heavy object, trying to understand its shape, its meaning, its truth. The story they heard about you might have questioned your past, your intentions, or your honesty. It might have painted you as too different, too emotional, too complex, someone not fully trustworthy or understandable. It might have been presented as concern, but it came from an energy of subtle undermining. This person from their past sees your presence as a disruption. You've stirred something in your person that makes them think differently, feel more deeply, act more intentionally. And that scares people who are comfortable with how things were before. The call wasn't just about you. It was a test. A way to see if your person is still easily swayed by their past, or if they're ready to break free and follow their heart. And now, friend, your person has to decide who they're going to be. Not who they were told to be, not who they've been around voices of doubt, but who they truly are when connected to their inner truth. The angels show that while this moment feels slow, like nothing's happening, everything is actually shifting underneath. Your person is taking this seriously. They're thinking about your words, your silences, the way you've remained steady. They're weighing what they feel with you against what they were told. They're remembering the sincerity in your eyes, the depth in your voice, the warmth you bring that no one else has. Even though their movement is quiet, it's building. They aren't running away from you. They're moving toward you in their own way, slowly, deliberately, wanting to be sure, not just of you, but of themselves. Because what they feel for you isn't light or temporary. It feels like the start of something significant. And when a soul feels something that powerful, it doesn't rush. It moves with care. But you, friend, have been patient long enough. You've carried their silence like a hidden ache. You've tried not to question your worth, but it's been tough. You've wondered if you should walk away, if this delay means they don't feel the same. The angels want you to know your love has been received, even if not fully returned yet. Your energy isn't being ignored. It's being processed slowly, deeply. You're teaching them what it means to love without fear, and that's both beautiful and terrifying for a heart that's been hurt. While others may try to complicate your story or interrupt your connection with opinions or half-truths, the love that's meant to last won't be destroyed by one conversation. If anything, this moment is helping your person see more clearly who they trust, who they believe, and what kind of love they truly want. They might not speak today or show up tomorrow, but when they do return, it won't be with shaky feelings or weak promises. It will be with a heart that has chosen you after sorting through every doubt, every fear, every voice that tried to drown out their own. Background music vibe. Friend, the angels are holding you extra gently today. They see the nervousness in your spirit, the ache behind your quietness, and the fear circling your heart since you felt that shift in your connection. You weren't told anything directly, but you felt it clearly. Something happened last night. Someone from your person's past reached out. A phone call was made, and words were spoken that changed the feeling between you both. Your soul picked up on the sudden emotional chill, the distance, the way your person's energy feels different, heavier, more withdrawn. And now your heart is asking, did they get a call from that person they've known for years, the one who still feels like a ghost in their world? And if they did, what did that person say about you that was so shocking it could shift everything you were starting to build together? The angels come now not just to answer, but to comfort and guide you through the emotional storm this has stirred up. Because yes, friend, there was a call. And yes, it was intense. It carried revelations, maybe confessions, words designed to disrupt, take apart, shake the trust your person was slowly learning to build with you. What was said wasn't light. It might have been a truth or a twisted version of one, a story that hit your person's heart like lightning, sudden, fierce, almost cruel in its impact. Now your person is standing in the aftermath of that emotional shock, unsure whether to believe the truth they saw in your eyes or the chaos someone else's words planted in their mind. Type 11 if you believe in your guardian angels. This person who called didn't speak from a place of peace. They spoke from unresolved feelings, jealousy, fear, maybe a desire to remind your person of who they used to be before you. They told a story that cut deep, not necessarily because it was completely true, but because it was delivered at the perfect time to cause maximum doubt. Maybe it was about your past, something they claimed they saw, something they heard elsewhere and passed off as fact. Maybe it was an accusation that you're not who you seem, that your intentions aren't pure, that you're playing games. Or maybe they implied you're still attached to someone else or incapable of truly loving your person the way they deserve. Whatever it was sharp and it hit your person hard, shaking their emotional balance. They had only just started to feel safe with you, to trust their feelings, to believe in something good that didn't come with drama or pain. And now, they're questioning everything, not just you, but themselves. They're questioning their judgment, their intuition, their ability to choose love without falling into another trap. This story, this shocking information, didn't just make them doubt you. It made them doubt the progress they were finally making in their own heart. But friend, the angels want you to understand something really important. What's happening now isn't the destruction of your connection, but the destruction of illusions. Like a tower falling in tarot, it doesn't fall to punish. It falls to reveal what wasn't built on a solid foundation. Your person needed this moment, as painful as it is, to break through their own pattern of avoiding deep emotions. They've been building their feelings for you slowly, carefully, but maybe still with walls up, still hiding parts of their heart even from themselves. This shock, this conversation, this story, while it hurts, created a necessary collapse. It forced them to feel. It pushed them to a point where they must choose. Will they run back to what's familiar, doubt, people who control their feelings? Or will they rise from this emotional mess and step into a new kind of strength? One that chooses love even when it's risky, even when others don't get it. You, friend, are not the problem. You are the opportunity. You're the mirror showing them who they could become if they stopped letting the past run their future. But before they could fully move toward you, this old structure had to fall. The shaky beliefs, the unhealthy influences, they had to be exposed. And now, though your person is in shock, the angels are gently guiding them to look not at what crumbled, but at what still stands. And what still stands, even now, in the chaos, is their memory of you. Your voice, your kindness, the way you never asked them to change, the way your presence felt safe without manipulation or pressure. Right now, they might pull away, go silent, seem cold or guarded. It's not because they don't care, it's because they're overwhelmed. They're sorting through the emotional wreckage, trying to figure out what's real, what's just a reaction, what's truth, and what's fear. And you, dear one, must try not to chase or panic. Let them reach their own conclusions, because when the dust settles, they will remember who was steady. They will remember who made them feel safe. They will remember who saw them not just as they are, but as they could be. And that memory, that feeling, is something no story can erase. The person who tried to shake this connection didn't break it. They just woke it up. And if your person chooses to return, they won't come back the same. They'll come back with clarity, conviction, and the strength that only comes after everything false has fallen away. Friend, the angels are watching over you so closely right now. They feel the delicate space your heart is in. Caught between knowing and not knowing, silence and truth, hope and fear. You felt it deeply, haven't you? That energy shift that seemed to come from nowhere, like a sudden chill in a warm room. You sense that your person might have gotten a call, maybe last night, from someone they've known for many years, someone from their past who still holds emotional sway over them, maybe in ways they don't even realize. And now you're wondering if that call included a story about you, one meant to shake the foundation you were slowly building, twist the truth of who you are, or turn their growing love into hesitation. The angels want you to know that yes, a call did happen. It wasn't loud or dramatic. It was subtle, patient, deliberate. The energy feels like someone who doesn't act rashly, but knows exactly what to say to make someone pause, question things, look twice at something that was becoming beautifully clear. The person who spoke didn't necessarily lie outright, but their words were wrapped in their own bias, interpretation, and perspective, soaked in their own unhealed issues and maybe quiet envy. They spoke not to bring peace, but to create a quiet storm. And now your person stands in the middle of it, looking at what they felt so sure about just hours ago, wondering if they missed something, misunderstood, or moved too fast. Type guided if you believe in God's guidance. Your person, friend, isn't someone who jumps to conclusions. They don't break connections easily or get swept up in gossip. They're a slow thinker, a cautious feeler, someone who needs time to process and understand before they speak or act. So, while the story shared was meant to cause emotional chaos, your person isn't reacting hastily. Instead, they're pulling back, going quiet, retreating into themselves. Not because they believe the story, but because they need time to figure out what it means and how it makes them feel. The angels show that this moment isn't about drama. It's about clarity and emotional responsibility. Your person has spent much of their life being careful, being steady. When someone they've trusted for years calls with potentially shocking information about someone they're just starting to truly care for, it throws their system into reflection mode. The caller might have said you're not what you seem, implied you're hiding something, or suggested your history makes you unsafe for their heart. They might have used a soft tone, pretending it was just concern when it was really criticism, making it sound like they were only looking out for your person. But the truth, friend, is that the energy wasn't rooted in love. It was rooted in control. Now, your person finds themselves in a quiet conflict. They're comparing what they know of you, what they felt in your presence, what their heart has slowly discovered, against what they just heard. While their head might be spinning a bit, their heart hasn't shut down. In fact, the angels say this story, this sudden shock, has forced them to realize just how much they've started to feel. If they didn't care deeply, this wouldn't have affected them so much. If you were just a passing phase, this wouldn't have rattled them at all. But it did, because your presence in their life means something real, something steady, something that felt like it could finally lead somewhere lasting. And that's what's being tested now. Not your truth, but their readiness to believe in something new, their future, rather than something old, their past. They're not running, friend, they're thinking. They're reflecting. They're quietly asking themselves, what if this person is wrong? What if I walk away from something good because I let someone else's version of the story get louder than what I've seen with my own eyes? This energy is slow for a reason. Your person isn't reckless, and that's why this moment, while tough, is also meaningful. It shows they're taking this seriously, that you're not a game, that what's happening here matters. The angels want you to know that while it might feel like they're slipping away, they're actually drawing inward to find their truth. And when they come out on the other side of this, it won't be with shallow answers. It will be with a clear choice. If they choose you, it will be with certainty. If they reach for your hand again, it will be with a stronger grip. Friend, the angels are pouring a soft, healing light over your heart right now. They know how vulnerable and exposed your soul feels, how you've been silently carrying the weight of wondering what was said about you, what was shared behind your back, and how deeply it affected your person. You've sensed a shift, not because they told you, but because your heart feels even slight energy changes. Lately, it's felt like your person is emotionally distant, guarded, or lost in thought. The question echoing in your spirit: did they get a call from someone they've known for years? If yes, what was said about me? Has grown louder, as if your soul already knew but needed courage to face it. The angels gently reveal that yes, such a call was made. And it wasn't just any conversation. It carried an emotional intensity that lingers long after the words end. The person who called wasn't just a voice from the past. They knew your person long enough to understand their emotional weak spots. With careful aim, they told a story about you. Something unexpected, perhaps shocking. Not necessarily cruel, but meant to stir uncertainty, to shake the emotional foundation your person was quietly building with you. Yet, what the caller didn't expect, friend, was the reaction their words would spark. Type 22 if you trust in God's word. Your person didn't lash out, didn't rush to accuse you, didn't angrily pull away. No, their reaction was internal, emotional, quieter than words. The story they heard, true or twisted, didn't make them hate you or stop caring. In fact, it made something rise up inside them, a deeper emotion they hadn't admitted yet, an overwhelming realization of just how much they feel for you. What this conversation triggered wasn't rejection, it was revelation. The moment they heard something unexpected about you, something that made them pause, they felt something deeper than confusion. They felt pain. And pain only comes when there's love involved. It cracked them open, not because they believed the worst, but because the thought of losing you, of doubting you, of imagining a reality where you weren't who they hoped, that broke something inside. They realized, maybe for the first time, how much they'd let themselves feel. What was meant to cause fear only revealed the depth of their own vulnerability, their own heart that had slowly opened to you, drop by drop, until they couldn't deny it anymore. This wasn't just interest or attraction. It was the beginning of love. This energy is like an emotional overflow, a heart held back for so long, finally touched so deeply it can't stay closed. While your person might be quiet now, what's happening inside is anything but silent. They're feeling more than they ever expected. They're not just thinking about what was said, they're replaying moments with you. Your words, your kindness, your energy, how you made them feel safe when the world often told them to stay guarded. The person who called might have tried to create distance, but instead, they created clarity. Because in the aftermath of those words, your person is realizing they can't go back to pretending they don't care. They can't go back to seeing you as just someone passing through. This love, ready or not, is real. It's blooming in their heart, whether they know how to tend to it yet or not. But friend, the angels also see how much this has cost you. The anxiety, the emotional drain, the fear of being misunderstood with no chance to speak up. Type Amen if you trust in God.